I am going to tell you about a single ingredient that costs about 10 cents that has probably been sitting in the back of your spice cabinet for years untouched, and that, when you do one specific thing with it tomorrow morning, can change how your body responds to the cup of coffee you have been drinking for the last 40 years. The ingredient is a clove, one whole clove, and the cup of coffee you have already been drinking. After 40 years in family medicine, I have watched the supplement industry sell seniors $1,000 bottles of pills that often do nothing measurable, while real food synergies that actually work sit on the spice rack ignored. Today I want to walk you through what Eugenol from clove, when combined with the polyphenols from coffee, actually does in an aging body. What changes you may notice in the first day, the first week, the first month. Exactly how to prepare it so the benefits are not destroyed in the brewing, the 3 mistakes most people make that erase the entire effect, and the honest safety notes if you take a blood thinner or have a sensitive stomach. I am Dr. William Brennan. Let's begin. Let me first tell you about Edith, 76, retired bookkeeper from outside Pittsburgh, drank black coffee every morning of her adult life, sometimes 3 cups, and never thought twice about it. She came to me last spring with 2 complaints that on the surface seemed unrelated: chronic morning bloating and joint stiffness in her fingers that took until lunchtime to ease up. Her labs were borderline on a few things: slightly elevated liver enzymes, a fasting glucose that had been creeping up 2 or 3 points a year for the last decade. I asked her one question: "Have you ever heard of putting a clove in your coffee?" She had not. We started her on the protocol I am going to describe to you in a few minutes. 8 weeks later, her morning bloating was gone, her fingers were moving normally by the time she finished her first cup, and her next set of labs showed a meaningful drop in her ALT liver enzyme and a fasting glucose back below 100. That is not magic. That is 2 well-studied compounds working together at the cellular level, and it cost her about 10 cents a day. Here is the biology, plain. Coffee, the regular brewed black coffee most of us drink, is one of the richest sources of dietary polyphenols in the American diet. Its star compound is something called chlorogenic acid, a natural antioxidant that has been studied for decades for its effects on glucose metabolism, liver health, and arterial function. A 2017 review in Liver International combined data from multiple studies and found that habitual coffee consumption was associated with a lower risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and reduced markers of liver fibrosis. A 2015 paper in Hepatology found similar results in a multi-ethnic American cohort. Coffee, on its own, taken without sugar or cream, is not a vice. It is a meaningful contributor to liver and metabolic health for most adults. Now here is where the clove enters the story. Clove, the dried flower bud from the clove tree, is the single richest natural source of a compound called eugenol. About 70 to 85% of clove's volatile oil is eugenol. Eugenol has been studied for centuries in folk medicine and for decades in preclinical pharmacology for its anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and mild analgesic properties. A 2010 review in Pharmacognosy Reviews summarized the body of work showing eugenol reduces several inflammatory signaling molecules in cell and animal models. Now, I want to be careful here because the source videos you may have seen on this topic claim that eugenol is stronger than ibuprofen. That is an oversimplification of laboratory work and is not a head-to-head clinical finding in humans. What is fair to say is that the 2 compounds together, chlorogenic acid from coffee and eugenol from clove, appear to complement each other. They each work on adjacent biological pathways. One quiets oxidative stress in the liver, the other quiets inflammatory signaling in soft tissue. Used consistently in seniors, the combination seems to do more than either does alone. Let me walk you through what most patients in my practice describe over time. Within the first hour of drinking a properly brewed clove coffee on an empty stomach, the first thing many people notice is a different kind of alertness. Energy without the chest tightness or jittery feeling that strong black coffee sometimes produces. Eugenol has a mild relaxing effect on smooth muscle, including the muscle in the walls of your blood vessels. So you get the cognitive lift from caffeine, but with a gentler edge. Within the first day, you may notice your digestion moves more smoothly. Clove has well-documented carminative properties, which is the medical term for reduces gas and bloating, and coffee gently stimulates the colon. Together, they help the digestive tract move what it needs to move. Within the first week, if you have low-grade chronic joint stiffness in the morning, the kind so many seniors over 60 have learned to accept, you may notice it eases sooner. By a month, in my clinical experience and in the modest research literature, people with mildly elevated liver enzymes often see them drift back toward normal range. Skin sometimes looks clearer because a liver that detoxifies better produces fewer compounds for the skin to deal with. By 3 months, blood sugar regulation tends to be more even, fewer of those mid-morning energy crashes that hit 2 hours after breakfast, and many patients report that their weight, if it had been creeping up, has started to stabilize. None of this is dramatic, none of it is overnight. It is the slow, quiet work of 2 well-matched compounds added to a daily ritual you were already doing. But, and this is the part that almost everyone gets wrong, the way you prepare the clove matters more than whether you use it at all. The right method is called decoction. That is the medical name for an old-fashioned simmer extraction. Here is the protocol I give my patients. Step 1. Take 3 whole dried cloves from the spice aisle. Whole, not ground, not powder. Step 2. Put them in a small saucepan with about 10 ounces of water, a cup and a quarter. Bring the water to a gentle boil, then turn it down and let it simmer for 5 minutes, no longer. Eugenol is heat sensitive and prolonged boiling will break it down. Step 3. Strain the cloves out and use the warm clove water to brew your regular morning coffee. Whatever method you use, drip, French press, pour over, it does not matter. The clove water becomes the brewing water. Step 4. Drink the coffee slowly, on an empty stomach, as the first thing that enters your body in the morning. 1 cup, once a day. If 5 minutes of simmering is too much for a busy morning, here is the quick method. Take 1 whole clove, crush it firmly with the flat side of a kitchen knife so the inside is exposed, drop it into your brewed black coffee, and let it sit for 3 full minutes before you drink. It will not be as strong as the decoction, but it works at about 60 to 70% of the full effect. Better than nothing, and a lot better than the way most people accidentally use clove, which brings me to the mistakes. The first mistake is dropping a whole, uncrushed clove into already brewed coffee. Clove is a hard, dry spice. Without heat and without crushing, the eugenol cannot extract into the water. You get a faint aroma and essentially zero benefit. If you have been doing this for months and noticing nothing, this is likely the reason. The second mistake is boiling the cloves for 10, 15, 20 minutes thinking that longer is better. It is not. Eugenol begins to break down with prolonged heat. 5 minutes is the sweet spot. 7 is the outer limit. After that, you are extracting the bitter compounds and destroying the active ones. The third mistake, and the most common one I see in older patients, is adding cream, milk, or sugar after brewing. The proteins in milk, particularly casein, bind to the polyphenols in coffee and reduce their absorption into your bloodstream. Sugar spikes your insulin, which counteracts a portion of the metabolic benefit you are trying to gain. I am not saying you can never have cream in your coffee. I have cream in mine on Sundays. But if you are doing this for the biological effect, drink it black, or use a small spoonful of coconut oil or a pinch of cinnamon as a flavor companion instead. If black coffee is too sharp, a tiny pinch of cinnamon at the bottom of the cup before you pour smooths it out beautifully and adds a second polyphenol to the mix. A few honest cautions before I let you go, because this is folk medicine territory and the safety details matter. If you take a blood thinner, warfarin, apixaban, rivaroxaban, dabigatran, or you are on daily aspirin, talk to your doctor before adding regular eugenol-rich clove to your routine. Eugenol has mild antiplatelet activity and can compound the effect of those medications in some patients. It is not dangerous in small culinary amounts, but a daily decoction is more concentrated and worth a conversation. If you have an active stomach ulcer, severe acid reflux, or known gastritis, coffee itself may be the wrong drink for you, and adding clove will not fix that. Go to your doctor. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, skip clove preparations in concentrated doses. And if you notice mouth or throat irritation when you first try this, Dilute the clove water more heavily or stop. Some people are sensitive to eugenol. Let me close with this. Edith, the 76-year-old bookkeeper I told you about at the start, sent me a card 3 months into doing the morning clove coffee. She wrote that her husband had asked her, with genuine surprise, what she was doing differently because she was waking up easier. That was the entire message. Her husband had simply noticed she seemed more like herself in the mornings. That is the kind of change we are talking about here. Not dramatic, not overnight, but real and yours, and built on 2 ingredients that probably cost less than $1 a week. Tomorrow morning, 3 whole cloves, 10 ounces of water, simmer 5 minutes. Brew your coffee with the clove water. Drink it black on an empty stomach. That is the entire protocol. Drop a comment below telling me whether you have ever tried clove in your coffee before, and if so, what you noticed. If you are going to try it tomorrow, write, "Starting tomorrow." I read every comment on this channel, and what comes up most consistently in this community shapes what I cover next. Take care of yourself. The cup you reach for in the morning matters. Make it work harder for you.